Alright, so nagbabalik tayo sa ating violin tips and tricks. And for today's video, let's talk about playing with a live accompaniment and playing with a backing track. Ano ba yung mga differences nila? How you could benefit from one or the other, pros and cons and all those things, no? Kung ano ba yung mas suitable for you. Ayan, so pag-usapan natin in today's video. Okay, so usually we play with backing tracks, no, kapag sa mga events, no, solos, yan. During my covers, a lot of my covers, backing tracks yung ginagamit natin. No, sometimes meron ding live accompaniment from my brother or pag nagko-collab tayo with a group, no. So you could actually use both, no. There's no problem with using the two of them, no. But there would be adjustments that you need to make, no, especially musical adjustment, no, as a musician. Yung mga beaten or rubatos kung tawagin natin, syempre merong mga slight changes na mangyayari. Okay, let's first start with backing tracks, no. So yung mga -1 and yung mga karaoke, no, na makikita natin sa mga dito sa YouTube, no. So those types of things requires you, no, as the musician to follow whatever it is that they are trying to do, no. So if the backing track is at a constant speed, hindi ka pwedeng basta-basta na lang magrurubato, hindi ka pwede basta-basta na lang mag-change ng tempo, no. You have to play within the bounds of that backing track that you're using. So you are the one following it, no. And when you are following, you have to always listen, no. You're the ones na mag-a-adjust sa kanya. It's not the other way around, no. Now when it comes to live accompaniment, no, you could set your own tempo, you could set saan yung mga parts na may beaten ka, no, na saktuhin mo yung beaten mo, no. Sometimes you could play it longer, play shorter, sometimes you could abruptly change tempo, no. So nakadepende naman yun sa'yo, no. So you are going to be the one that is followed when you have live accompaniment, no. Especially in parts na let's say talagang pure solo yung mga pieces, no. Syempre susundan ka ng collaborating artist mo, no. So in backing tracks, you adjust with the backing track na given. Okay, so that's one con. Pero another pro naman doon is if you use that same backing track, every time na ipi-play mo siya, it's going to be constantly the same speed, same yung tempo, same yung mga beaten, same lahat, no. There's no abrupt changes na pwedeng mangyari, no. Versus of course when you're playing with a live musician, of course kasi nga tao lang din naman siya, no. Hindi naman yun magiging super constant every time na pare-parehas yung magiging pasok mo unless you're playing also with a metronome, no, pag nagpa-practice kayo, no. So mas eksakto lang dun sa backing track, no. Pag sa live, you could have these changes. So it will purely depend on what piece you're playing and of course on what type of music it is, no. So minsan kasi mas komportable tayo mag-play with a backing track, minsan mas komportable mag-play with a live musician as well, no. So it's a case to case basis, no. Pero yun nga, when you're using a backing track, it's going to be constant every time, no. And another thing is of course yung quality ng sound, no. It's the same every time you play, no. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng problems when it comes to volume kasi alam mo kung ano yung volume niya, where you need to put yourself, no, kung gaano kataas yung volume na pwede mo rin namang i-produce, no. So yung dynamic changes very constant din, no. You don't have to account for that as much, no. So kung ano yung pinapractice mo with your backing track, that's how it's going to sound every time you play it, no. Versus of course if you're playing with a live musician, you have to account also the instrument that they use, no. So let's say kung pianist yung kasama mo, tapos you're using like sa bahay nyo wala kayong piano, no? And then in the performance venue gagamit kayo ng piano. Let's say hindi pa siya masyadong gamay dun sa piano na yun. So medyo matigas yung keys for example. Syempre mag-iiba yung sound, no? So yung constant things that you find in a backing track, there's a lot of changes that could happen, no? Sometimes yung volume, of course, you have to adjust depending on the halls, no? Of course. And also, kung anong klaseng instrument yung gagamitin. Yun nga. So, for example, if you're playing for a classical piece, let's say classical piece, no? And you're practicing on the piano that you have at your house, no? Or in the studio na nire-rent mo. And then, you go to your performance venue and iba yung piano doon. So, you have to also adjust, no? Maraming adjustments na magaganap, no? But of course, when we say kasi live, it's really more fulfilling to play with other people. And, you know, just being able to communicate, no, exchange ideas when playing with another person or a group, no? For some people, no, yung accompaniment nila is on orchestra or a small chamber group, no? So, mas enjoy mag-share ng stage with someone, of course. Personally, no, for me, I would rather play with another person, no, than yung backing track lang, no? Kahit nasabihin natin mas consistent, no, it's really a different experience when you're playing with other people. You really have to enjoy that moment of you sharing your skills and expertise with each other and also your audience versus ikaw lang mag-isa. Kasi parang for me, playing on your own, no, the only reason why I play with the backing track is because, of course, my YouTube channel, I need to play covers, no? But sometimes kasi busy yung mga tao, mag-aaral pa ng pyesa, yun. But usually, if you get me to play live, I would always recommend to have another person with me. No? Rarely do I do solo gigs, just because it's a little bit more fulfilling for me to play with another person or play with a group, no, than to just play solos and, you know, use a backing track. But there are uses or use cases for each of them, no? Especially kung wala kang accompaniment or accompanist or collaborating artist. Of course, you have to stick with your backing tracks. Now, playing pop music, mas okay nga talaga na mag-backing track kasi kung piano lang, sometimes you need the drum feel, I mean, you need other instruments to compensate with what's happening, no? Parang mas magandang i-play siya ng buo yung sound. But when you're playing classical music, no, and wala kang choice kundi mag-backing track, medyo it kind of feels boring. And at the same time, it feels very, very boxed in. Kasi nga, you are only following along, no? Not really conveying your ideas kung saan mga parts ka lalakas, hihina, kung saan parts ka bibilis, no? So, yung mga ganung bagay. So, let's say, for me, no, personally, yun nga, when I use backing tracks, it's better for pop music, no? Ayan, mga let's say mga pang-party, ganon, mga upbeat songs, yan, okay yun mag-backing track. And then of course, if you're playing classical pieces na kailangan talaga ng accompaniment, it's better to have a live accompanist with you, no, a live pianist or whatever instrument, no, if that's a chamber group, mas maganda talaga na live yung accompaniment mo. Para mas maganda yung tunog, mas maganda yung kakalabasan. Of course, rehearsals. Yun nga lang, no? Drawback again of having another human playing with you is that you also have to connect with each other. You also have to rehearse, no? So, yun, medyo guguluhin mo pa siya, no? Or kailangan magkasama kayo mag-rehearse, no? Pag backing track kasi ikaw lang, kahit ikaw lang sarili mo lang iintindihin mo. But of course, that's the thrill of it. That's the fun of making music with other people. And so, if you are starting out, of course, okay lang kung wala ka pang masyadong kakilala, wala kang kakilalang pianist or whatever instrument na gusto mong mag-accompany kayo. Of course, you can play with backing tracks so that at least you can still enjoy the wonders of making music. And so, pero pag habang tumatagal, of course, you get more advanced, you would want to play with a person, no, someone who can collaborate with you. And so sana nakatulong tong video na to. If it did give you some insights, please do drop a like. Comment down below more content you'd like to see. If you have any questions regarding the instrument or music in general, just comment down below and I'll try to answer it in a video. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on all my socials. All the links you need down in the description box below. This has been Ryan Monakil for Violin Tips and Tricks, and I'll see you on the next video.